Hello and welcome. In this video, we're going to take a quick look at some of the things that I've found in local stores over the past week or so. And we're also going to talk a little bit about supply chain and some of the things that we're seeing in stores and what we should be expecting as far as diecast supply and prices are concerned. First up, let's talk about Walmart. Um, Lately, at least in my area, Walmarts have been very empty. There's been almost no die-cast on the shelves at all. I have found some Hot Wheels main lines a couple times, and did recently find some of these Matchbox collectors sets. But for the most part, the pegs are almost completely empty. And I've seen a lot of people hypothesizing about what's going on here and blaming the stores and blaming Mattel, blaming, whoever. But the reality of the situation is that the pandemic has caused kind of a worst case scenario for freight and the carrying containers across the ocean and getting the products from wherever they're manufactured and actually into the stores, because it's brought both an increase in demand because there's a lot of people like myself who have started collecting during this period, and a huge shortage of supply, and there's shortages of everything. Containers are in short supply, truck drivers are in short supply, people who are to stock the shelves are in short supply, and the increased demand has been a huge contributing factor to all of this. And you have a massive number of container ships that are simply parked off the coast on both sides of the United States because there's no available berths in the ports in order for them to unload. So that is increased delays. But all of this has conspired to increase the cost of shipping a container across the ocean tremendously. So, there's currently, if you wanted to ship a container from China to the West Coast, it'll cost you about $18,000. Last year, it would have cost you about $1,800, which is a huge price increase. And it's even more expensive if you want to go to the East Coast. It's about $20,000 now to ship a container. And these price increases are very real and very significant for companies like Mattel, which move their product via ocean freight. And we need to be prepared that this there's a real shortage. And then ultimately die-cast cars are not a critical item. They're effectively a toy, and there's many other things that are much more important than this. And so the prices, these shipping cost prices are going to be an issue, and shipping shortages are going to be an issue for a while. And we should expect to see, I think, price increases. I think the days of the dollar Hot Wheels car are going to go away, and we're going to see price increases probably across the board for all of the die-cast manufacturers. I know that Greenlight has already increased their prices by a fairly significant amount. I occasionally buy cases from 3,000 Toys, and a case of Greenlight used to cost $31, and they already have increased their cost. I believe they're now $38. So that's a very significant increase in price already, and this situation doesn't seem to be getting better. So I don't know. I just wanted to talk about that a little bit because I've seen a lot of people saying a lot of really silly things about what's going on, and just not really understanding the overall global situation, and that at the end of the day, things like Hot Wheels are not the most important thing to be carrying. if there is a shortage of, in any area, they will, get bumped to the bottom of the list, I suppose. But anyway, back to Walmart and back to local finds, which is a little more interesting than talking about the logistics of shipping containers across the ocean. So I did find the latest release of Matchbox Collectors, or at least what I think is the latest release, and this FJ Cruiser. Along with this in store, I did also find the Mercedes and this Divco milk truck, but I passed on the milk truck. They did not have the Ford pickup or the Honda S2000. The Mercedes I showed in another random 5-car video that I did a couple days ago, and then I've already opened that one. But the FJ Cruiser is still in the package and will be opened in the future. I also found one main line. Well, actually, I found two main lines. I found this Toyota Celica and the Tesla Cybertruck, which I also showed off in a prior video. This Celica is a recolor from earlier this year, and I think it actually looks quite a bit better in this version. And at Walmart, they're speaking of empty pegs, the premium selection has been, let's just say, abysmal. But I did find this one lonely Mazda Cosmo from, I think it was 2 Boulevard releases ago. And this was actually a Boulevard set that I completely missed. I didn't get any of them. So, and I was actually quite happy to find this one because this was the one that I wanted the most. Although I would really love to find this Subaru WRX as well. The drag bus is not something I really care much about, or this Chevy Nova. Even though I love Novas, I'm not a huge fan of this one. And the Riviera is pretty cool, but anyway, it was kind of strange to find this one. I have, in Walmarts, I have seen quite often the most recent Car Culture exotic series, almost always missing the Bugatti. And that's a series that I did find the entire set at Walmart, probably a month and a half ago, but it's still the only premiums that I've been seeing. I have not seen any of the newer Boulevard, and I have not seen any of the newer Car Culture releases. The what is it, Slide Street, which is, I believe, the next one after the exotic set. Have not seen any evidence of those having hit in my area yet. Moving on from Walmart to Target. So these new 2-packs seems to be, a lot of people are finding these. I found the Mercedes one a couple weeks ago, so I do have that. I still have it in the package. I haven't opened this yet because I have a number of Hot Wheels Mercedes that I'm waiting to open them all together. It's kind of a coincidence that they've all kind of ended up in my hands at the same time. But I did find very full pegs of all of these 2-packs in local Target. There were probably 5 or 6 of each of these, so they had obviously just been stocked. So I was able to pick up the Nissan set and the Borla truck set, which I had told myself that I wasn't super interested in either one of these, and I would pass on them if I found them. But I almost never actually do that. If I find something, I tend to just grab it, and because then you never know. And almost every time I do, I do think that they're actually cooler than I thought they would be at first, and I think that's no exception for these sets, because I think this Nissan set is very cool. And I know that this is a reissue, this HKS, but I don't have the original set that it came in, so So it's good for me to find this. And the same with one of these Borla trucks. My understanding is that one of these is a reissue. I'm not sure which one it is. It's probably the Silverado. But again, I didn't already have that. So these are both very, very cool. Also at Target, I did pick up one mainline, which it's Oldsmobile 442. This is, Gulf livery, which I frankly think is a little bit overdone at this stage, but it seems to be a decent casting. So it's it's $1. So what are you gonna do? But this was about the only thing they had. The mainline selection was very, very limited. But this is an end case car, so there had been end cases on the pegs. There just weren't very many left. And then I also found two of the latest Flying Custom set, which is good to see that these are starting to hit. And this is, I believe, an 8-car set. They also had the Custom Auto in this Ford Mustang, which I'm just not a fan of this casting. And this is fantasy cars, so I kind of passed on that. But I would like to find the others in this set, especially this Chevy Nova wagon. Also at Target, they're now carrying Johnny Lightning, and these two were the two that I picked up. The 1971 Ford Torino Cobra. This is the version B car. I found the version A probably 3 weeks ago or so, and I really like this casting from Johnny Lightning. And then the 1971 Plymouth GTX, also the same situation, version B car, and the version A car I picked up a few weeks ago. It's pretty cool to see Johnny Lightning there. They have brought in several different sets, and this Muscle Cars USA set has been the most interesting to me. But I'm definitely glad to see these there. Target is also carrying Greenlight, and at first it was just Greenlight Hollywood sets, but I have seen the Greenlight anniversary set in my local Target as well. So that's promising that maybe they will be picking up some of the other Greenlight sets beyond just Hollywood. Walmart's also carry Greenlight, but they seem to only have Hollywoods, at least from what I've seen so far. So that's pretty limiting. But Target had definitely had the anniversary set, which was cool. I had already acquired the entire set by buying a case, so I didn't pick up any of them, but it was good to see. Also locally, I found this Mini GT BMW M3 E30. And this is a Hong Kong exclusive. This is a 1992 DTM car, and I was very, very happy to find this because I had been trying to get it off of eBay, and I couldn't really find a reasonably priced one on eBay, and I don't even think I could find a US-based seller that still had one. I think it was only international sellers with extremely high shipping. And this is very interesting to me because I also have picked up this recently. I didn't get this locally, but I picked up this Mini GT Mercedes DTM set. And this contains 4 Mercedes DTM cars, and also from 1992. And this 4-car set reproduces the cars that raced at Macau in 1992. And this was the opponent and actually the winner of the race in the 1992. So having these two together is a very, very cool thing. And I'll be doing a video to talk about and look at all of these Mini GT Mercedes along with these BMWs. And there's 2 more of these Hong Kong exclusive E30s that I'll probably be picking up soon, that I'll be including in that as well. Very happy to find this one. Then at Hobby Lobby, I found this Majorette Porsche which I was also very, very happy to find. I've been looking for this one. Had tried to get it off of eBay. Prices were it's either unobtainable or just ridiculous prices to find this particular one at this point. The set, there's six Porsches in this set, and this is the only one that I'm still missing, and so I'm really hoping to find that one soon. It's also very difficult to get off of eBay for a reasonable price, obviously. Majorette is a brand that it's always a little bit surprising to me that or how much I like it, and I think part of that may just be that it's so rare here. I mean, you can get it at Hobby Lobby, but it's very thin on the ground. I don't think I've ever seen more than 2, maybe 3 Majorette cars hanging on the pegs at any given time. And you can also get it at Target, or at least you could get it at Target. Actually, you probably still can get at least some of them at Target. They have the Porsche 5-pack at Target still. I've still seen that in that, which is a very cool set. But the first distribution of these regular Majorettes was in Target earlier this year, and I know that the second distribution, which this is part of the second distribution, did hit some Targets in California, but I have never seen it hit any of the Targets in my area, which is very disappointing to me. But I have been finding them slowly at Hobby Lobbies, and I'm really hoping that Majorette picks up their distribution, because they're really just bringing in a trickle of cars. I think there's 6, maybe 8 cars in each distribution, and so that's a total of 12 to 16 cars over a 6-month period, or actually it's even longer. It's 8-month period, which is not very significant. And they're all older cars. These have been out in Europe for at least a year and a half, if not 2 years, for some of the other cars. These were all 2020 releases, but I'm glad to be finding Majorettes here. I would wish we could find more of them, and a much broader selection of them. That would be really awesome. And then also from Greenlight, or from Hobby Lobby, is a Greenlight 1995 Ford Bronco. And I thought this was just a very cool stock livery, but with some added on accessories with the roof rack and the winch and lights in the front. So it's very cool. And as I mentioned earlier, Greenlight prices are increasing. The normal price for a Greenlight car is $6, and Hobby Lobby is always high, but the overall price seems to be increasing. So, and I think that's something that we should just expect to see on most of the brands, which is unfortunate, but it's the reality of the situation at this point in time. So I think that's what I found, and thank you for watching or listening to me ramble, and I'll see you next time.